This program was made possible by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
When local growers put great food on Tennessee tables, that's living green. On the next Live Green Tennessee, we stop by the Caney Fork Food Truck for lunch. Next, we sip on some local roast at Three Bears Coffee. And finally, we see how craft beer makes bread at Soberdough. All this and more on the next Live Green Tennessee.
Pick Tennessee helps you find local farms and farmers markets, plus offers tips for choosing, using, and storing the fresh foods you buy. The Pick Tennessee mobile app is available now on iTunes and Google Play.
Radon gas is a naturally occurring radioactive gas found in rock and soil and can seep into your home through basements or cellars. It's odorless, invisible, and without taste, and can damage lung tissue and cause the beginning of lung cancer, making it the second leading cause of lung cancer in the United States. It's important to understand how you can protect yourself, and the Tennessee Department of Environment and Conservation can help you learn more about this dangerous gas and make your home a safer place.
What makes our state unique? Find out on the new Tennessee Channel, a statewide initiative by your public television stations. Each program is created in Tennessee, about Tennessee, and broadcast in Tennessee.
Hello, I'm Melinda Kiefer, and I'm proud to bring you stories from across our great state on Live Green Tennessee. The Caney Fork Food Truck is the latest project of the Backroom Bistro restaurant in downtown Cookeville. If you're looking for another local option for lunch, you can find the truck daily on North Washington Avenue. WCTE's Jacob Carr samples the Caney Fork Food Truck.
I was building relationships with the local farmers, spent some time at the downtown green market, doing some demonstration cooking and getting to know some people down there. And as I was doing that, I just thought about, wouldn't it be great if we could get out somehow and share more of this in the community, because it was going so well with the farmers and we were starting to use so many more of their foods. You know, a lot of great local vegetables. And I was just really enjoying that. So I thought maybe the next step might be some type of mobile food unit. And then in November of 2014, I guess it was October, November, a food truck became available here in town. So it was really the idea of taking this great food, this great nutritional food, quality food that really tastes amazing, and getting it out beyond our four walls and getting it out on the road.
Do you want to waste your time eating bad food? Then go anywhere else. A million times more healthy. You know, their motto is farm to fork, and so a lot of it's from local farms around here, Waters Farm and other farms, where they get their veggies and their meat and stuff. So yeah, a million times more healthy.
I've never been, I know personal preference, a big chain restaurant fan because I know historically I catered for 5 years, so I know the difference in the produce and the food that you get, say, from a food vendor truck to the restaurant versus what you can get out of the backyard and out of the community. So being able to support the community and enjoy good fresh food at the same time is an absolute must.
Well, it just makes a big difference, the quality of the food. Instead of going to fast food, you don't know where it's coming from, you don't know how they made it or when they made it, but here you know you're coming somewhere where it's local, it's fresh, and it tastes awesome.
The food truck is very different in its own way. It has its own challenges, it has its own excitement, and you have to have everything with you and be ready with everything there. The restaurant, you can kind of fall back on, okay, well, we can prep some more, or we can create some more. And even though you can prep some more in the food truck, you're not always going to be able to to have as much available to you. You don't have as many resources. At the same time, you're out in the community, so it's fun. You know, everybody's seeing you out there. So that's you know, you can go to events, you can do things with the food truck. So those are some of the things that have kind of been, you know, similarities and differences.
I am the current tailgating and Taste of Pink committee chairs for the Upper Cumberland Race for the Cure. We got the Caney Fork Food Truck coming to the race site. We aren't sure what the menu is going to be quite yet, but I do know it's all going to be local, organic, fresh options. It's going to be pre-race, during the race, and post-race opportunities for the community to come out and find out what he's doing and to support his food truck as well.
We want to create great food, great nutritional food that really tastes good. We call it simple food, simply amazing. And so that's really a common goal, I think, first and foremost. The food truck allows us to kind of take that next step as well and go out into, our hope is that we'll be able to go out into other communities that are underserved. And we'll be able to take them foods and teach them about creating these foods. So we'll actually take foods from the farm to these communities, and then we'll prepare them right there and teach them how to cook some of these foods too. So instead of just giving them food, we're teaching them how to prepare that food as well.
It's very communal to reach out into the community, work with local farmers, and also help people out when they can, if somebody needs a little employment here or there. So very communal here. I would say that's one of the best things I do, is reaching out to the community, trying to help, trying to work with other businesses and help them out as well. And then also providing a really good, healthy food to the Upper Cumberland.
And one of the things I really enjoy and want to do more of with the food truck is working with kids. We got a chance working with the Highlands Residential here in Cookeville, Tennessee, to work with their kids on a summer program, and I went in as a guest chef. And we had actually partnered with a little garden through a nonprofit that we've set up. And so there was already a garden there. We picked fresh vegetables from the garden, took them inside and cooked them with the kids. And that was exciting. I was able to take the food truck down there. We hadn't completely launched the food truck yet, but I walked them through the food truck. So they started thinking about entrepreneurship. They started thinking about, you know, maybe I could achieve something like this someday. So really, I think our hope is that we get out in the community and do more of that. It's kind of a different way that we approach the food truck idea, and the main goal is to give back to the community. It's an amazing community that we have here, and so really, my main intent with the food truck is to give back to the community, and along the way, you know, have some fun with it and create some amazing food.
Every community is different. They don't always have the fresh local options that we have here in Cookeville, Tennessee, which is one of my personal favorite things. I'm a foodie at heart. My husband and I love to eat, and to be able to find someone that is really supporting the community and offering that local fresh produce in a restaurant setting and in the food truck is a great asset to the community. Our
area right now has some pretty stringent regulations for mobile food. And everybody I've talked to has kind of said, well, I don't really know why that is, and I don't know. And so we, along with 3 or 4 other individuals they're launching these similar ideas of mobile food here locally, are trying to kind of move that needle a little bit. And we're talking with City Council, and we're talking with local officials to try to improve some of the ways that we could go around to different places. There's points where I just don't know how I'm still doing what I'm doing. And I love it, and I want to keep doing it, and I'm excited about it. And it's taken me a while to kind of come back to that, you know, to kind of get back to my roots and realize this is what I love doing. And so I'm excited about that opportunity to do more of it. And that's why we went ahead and invested in the food truck. We did some renovations here at the bistro. We're doing some things, and it's exciting to see kind of some of that vision that's been given to me, you know, be able to kind of be enacted now. We're seeing that happen now, and that's pretty exciting. I'm thankful for that.
Three Bears Coffee is a micro-roasting operation in Knoxville, Tennessee, aimed at rewarding those who care by channeling economic resources to the farmers and importers who create and value sustainable systems within the industry.
My name is Jeff Schaefnacher. My business is Three Bears Coffee Company. I'm a coffee roaster. I've been roasting about 2.5 years now, and I focus on specialty coffees done in small batches. Three Bears Coffee is a Tennessee product serving the local Knoxville community, very specifically the downtown Knoxville community. Would you like a cup of coffee?
Cup of light, please.
Betcha. So I started drinking coffee when I was 5 years old. I've always enjoyed it quite a lot, and as I got older and came to understand the greater world around me, I decided that this was a place that I could really make a difference, and it was already something that I loved. Everybody drinks coffee. Everybody takes for granted the fact that somebody grew that coffee somewhere.
There you go.
So by choosing to work with these specific producers, even at the small level of business that I have, I'm able to direct those resources to those growers who are doing a particularly good job. So the producers that I work with, I've specifically chosen because of their conscientious approach to growing and community and the overall coffee economy. Those growers are all paid fair trade plus rates, and then the cooperatives that I'm involved with help serve their community by building medical facilities, schools. There's a variety of different social aspects to the work that's done with the premiums that are paid. I researched the different cooperatives and farms that I deal with. Most of the specialty growers have websites or other information that's easily accessible. That, in addition to any certifications, organic, fair trade certifications, I'm able to locate growers and producers that are doing conscientious things at source. So then I purchase those coffees through a couple different importers, and then they're delivered to me in 150-pound bags on pallets. So the roasting process starts by loading the green coffee into the top of the roaster, and then it is dropped into the roasting drum. At that point, I'm watching for several things: how much time has passed, the temperature of the beans, the overall air temperature in the drum. When all of those factors are what they should be for the particular roast I'm trying to achieve, the coffee is then dropped out of the drum and into the cooling tray, where the temperature is brought back down to nearly room temperature, and then it's loaded up into containers to get ready for packaging. The main focus of my business is to highlight the growers and the producers. There are a lot of people doing wonderful work in a lot of different growing regions. And so by directing resources to those folks, by buying their coffee, I'm starting out with a very high quality product that's very limited and gourmet in its scope. Then my job as a coffee roaster is to make sure that the coffee is roasted to the suitable levels for each particular variety. One of the main things that leads to the different variety in coffee is different variations or species of the plant, as well as different growing regions. The coffee I get from Rwanda is entirely different than the coffee that I get from Bali, for example. Those are also roasted differently. Not only do they need to be roasted to different levels, but they also act differently in the roaster. So my job is to suit the particular bean to the best ability. The reaction to Three Bears Coffee has really been great. The local community really appreciates the freshness and the uniqueness of the coffees that I offer, as well as what I'm doing for the producers. I love setting up at the Market Square Farmers Market. It's a wonderful and vibrant community of people. We see a lot of the same people week after week. People bring their families down and their dogs, and it's really a great place to be and serve the local community. I have a retailer in downtown called Just Ripe. They're on Union Avenue in the Daylight Building. I also have a couple other small retailers around the region in Sevierville and Blount County area. I envision having a more public space for my roastery and a more public place to serve the local community. A more public location would help me in that I would be open more hours, and people then could actually come and see the roasting process and see what is involved in more of the coffee chain than they may be aware of now. I really appreciate that I'm able to keep my roasting operation small, though, because I think that adds to the freshness of the product. Coffee is a really wonderful thing because there's so much variety in the flavors that you can experience. To me, a really good cup of coffee is full flavored and highlights all of the unique characteristics of that particular coffee. The reaction has been very positive for Three Bears coffee. It's certainly a premium product. That means it's not necessarily a bargain, but the quality is just far superior to anything most people have ever tasted around here. With coffee, freshness is really of the utmost importance. The fresher the green beans, that is to say, the closer to harvest that I can get them, is the best. And then after roasting, really within 24 to 48 hours, the coffee is as good as it will ever be. It lasts for, a couple weeks, but by serving my local community, they can be assured to get the freshest coffee available to them.
Want to make bread? Just add a beer, stir, bake, and voila, Soberdough bread. Mom and son team out of Nashville mixed two loves, baking and craft beer, to create Soberdough artisan brew bread mixes.
My mom and my dad, they're both entrepreneurs, and I really have watched them coming up, how they ran their own businesses. And so I said to my mom one day, I feel like at this point now, I really just want to get some experience under my belt. I don't want to sit here in school, so I would like to start business. She said, okay. She said the best way to learn is to do. So she decided to help me. She wanted to help me get experience, so we started a little project, and we started brainstorming and coming up with ideas, and she had this idea to use her own beer bread recipes. I thought it was a wonderful idea, the way beer was coming up at the time.
The baking was a hobby of ours, and my mother taught me how to bake. I used to do it a lot for the family. And then when I married my husband, he's actually from the Midwest, and out in the Midwest, they know beer bread. And so I was so intrigued by this simplicity of making homemade bread without having to have serious baking skills and time that wasn't a priority for most people. So I thought, this is really cool. This is a great idea. If people could bake homemade bread, why wouldn't they? If they could do it in a very simple way, very easy, and just add one ingredient, I said, I think this would really be a great product to bring to the market. And so based off of my baking skills from my hobby, and then my creative abilities from my career, that was how we kind of created Soberdough.
It is not just one task. You wear many hats. A large corporation, you'll have a director of marketing, you'll have sales, you have operations, you'll have a shipping department. In a small business, you handle all of those things. The very fortunate about us is, as a family, we have divided up the different tasks with different people. So it's not just one person. Most of the time, someone starts a business and they're the only ones that do everything.
My duties go from everything from sales calls to production, do a little bit of everything, do the operations, do the marketing. We get to work on, how we're gonna get our name out there. Right now, I'm mainly in a role where I'm usually counting inventory, or I'm helping with shipping, helping with production.
They are sourced from all over the country and then sometimes the world, depending on the ingredients. And we don't go to big box, which is like a Sam's Club or Costco. We don't go and get ingredients as far as our spices at big box, because those have been sitting around for probably much a year before we even get them. So the weakness is there and they've been decreasing their potency. So I go looking for the actual suppliers who are getting them from the processing plants and from the fields. And so I source them, and where they come from, they can be everywhere from California. Our sun-dried tomatoes are actually grown and sun-dried in California before they come to us. And then our green chilies, they come from Hatch, New Mexico, which is the capital of Hatch green chilies. That's important to have a real Hatch green chili. So we get them from the Hatch, New Mexico fields, and then they're processed, and then we get them here. So it can vary according to what the ingredient is. Our flour is actually based here in Tennessee. It is a southern flour. That is what I consider to be the base, the foundation of our bread. And so we will source whatever we can here locally, and then when we have to go into the spices that aren't grown here, that's where we have to go outside the city, the state, and go into other states and sometimes countries to get the right spices.
Without doing any marketing, without doing any selling, and it just kept growing. We kept getting stores calling us to put the product on the shelves, the Soberdough product, and we were renting a kitchen at the time. So last year I ended up having to help through the Christmas season because they were so busy. So then in January we decided to build out our own facility, and that's what we have right here to handle the shipping, the production, the distribution. Come this spring, it just started growing more that we said, well, let's try and see if it can grow nationwide. And we went and showed it at the Fancy Food Show. We showed the product in Atlanta. We showed it in Texas, and it has skyrocketed.
Every day it's a little bit different, and it's really exciting when we see new orders coming in and different stores, and we get to, like, there's the map over there where we get to see all the different parts of America that we're in. And it's really, sometimes, you know, you gotta sit back, and I think we were just having a moment the other day where we sat there and we're like, can you believe where we were this time last year or this time 2 years ago? We just had done this. So in a really interesting way, it's just overwhelming in a sense sometimes to see where we've come and see the growth of it. So it's very fun seeing that. It's very fun knowing what position I'm in at 25 now.
We tell people it runs the gamut. This is really funny for me to say because I'm making beer bread, but I'm not a beer drinker because I've never acquired the taste for hops. My palate's more fruit, wine. So I don't drink beer, and I prefer to use a grocery store style beer because to me it blends into the bread and you don't have the heavy beer taste. Now we have customers who are craft beer enthusiasts, and that's where they get really creative because you change up the beer and it's a subtle change in the bread. So people can add their own little flair, their own little touch of what they like to drink. And then you have people who don't want beer at all and they use a carbonated water. So it really depends on the person and what they want their bread to taste like. If you don't want it to taste like beer, use a Budweiser, a grocery store style beer, or carbonated water. If you want more of a beer taste, then go for your darker beers, your craft beers, and then you get more of a beer taste.
People can really add to the bread. So if you get a certain flavor, you can try different beers with it, and it'll give it a different taste. You can use your favorite stout or your favorite IPA, and you'll taste that signature flavor in the bread. You can add little ingredients of your own to it. It really gives people, as creative as we can be here with this business, and it allows people to be creative with their own bread and put their own little unique flair on it, which is always nice to see.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of Live Green Tennessee, where we take you all across the state into the farms and businesses of those who are making the move to eating fresh, living sustainably, and helping us all be more organic in our thinking and the way we live our lives as Tennesseans. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time on Live Green Tennessee.
If you would like more information about Live Green Tennessee, please visit our website at livegreentv.org, where you can find everything from healthy recipes to past episodes and more.
Pick Tennessee helps you find local farms and farmers markets, plus offers tips for choosing, using, and storing the fresh foods you buy. The Pick Tennessee mobile app is available now on iTunes and Google Play.
Radon gas is a naturally occurring radioactive gas found in rock and soil and can seep into your home through basements or cellars. It's odorless, invisible, and without taste, and can damage lung tissue and cause the beginning of lung cancer, making it the second leading cause of lung cancer in the United States. It is important to ensure your home is safe with a free radon test kit. The Tennessee Department of Environment and Conservation can help you learn more about this dangerous gas and make your home a safer place.
What makes our state unique? Find out on the new Tennessee Channel, a statewide initiative by your public television stations. Each program is created in Tennessee, about Tennessee, and broadcast in Tennessee.
This program was made possible by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.